Who am I here with?
Greg.
You're gonna have to speak up a little bit.
My name is Greg Allen Wincham. I am originally from Vernon, Alabama, where I graduated high school in 1992, and then I went to Phoenix, Arizona in 2020. Then came here last year.
Last
July.
Last July. So
Yes,
you've been here for a year now.
The end of July will be a year.
Okay. What you doing out here?
I am currently homeless.
Okay.
Not due to drugs. It's due to me being discriminated against at my job back in Alabama. That's where my homelessness started from. It started at in 2020.
Yeah.
So I've been on the streets or in a tent on the street for 5 years now.
For 5 years now.
5 years now.
So you've been alone on the street for 5 years.
Yes.
What have you learned in those 5 years so far? Being on the street.
You have to have a backbone. You have to have a backbone. And you have to stand up for yourself out here.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Stand up for yourself out here.
Yes, you have to stand up for yourself out here.
It looks like you have a lot of belongings with you as well.
Yeah, yes. This is everything I own. Most of it is clothes
Yeah.
and hygiene.
Do you stay in a shelter around here?
I do not. I'm currently on the street.
Currently on the street.
Yes. Lay my head anywhere that is safe.
Anywhere that is safe.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
You got some really beautiful eyes, man.
thank you. I got them from my mama
You got them from your mama?
and blonde hair.
Blonde hair?
Unfortunately, she passed away May 17th of 1984
Yeah.
at the age of 41. I was 10. So I've had an easy life, but me being on the street has really opened my eyes, and I don't have nobody to blame for my situation right now other than myself.
So you take full accountability
I
for where
do.
you're at.
I do.
Because there's a saying, it's what you look around and see around you is what you are.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do you recommend being out here on the street?
No. I do not, because, if you get involved in a group, if you have like a certain circle of people around you, my circle has diminished a lot. I don't hang around people that much anymore. I don't associate with them anymore, hardly, because of different situations that have arisen. They have hurt me, like not physically, but mentally and verbally.
Yeah.
Lying on me and stuff like that.
They say, the more people you deal with, there's going to be more people you deal with.
Right. And I've learned this.
Go ahead.
If you don't want anything told out here on the street, don't open your mouth about it. Because by the time it gets back to you, it ain't gonna be the same thing that you told the first person.
So word gets around.
The word does get around, and it gets around. It gets around really fast. And I apologize for my voice, but I had an accident on May 20th at Barton Creek. It's going down the steps from the road to the trail, and I had 3 backpacks on my back, and I should have known to take them off. Me being 51 years old, I should have known to take them off, because I hit that 3rd step, and the weight and the momentum, my forward momentum, caused me to lose my balance.
Mhm.
And once I lost my balance, I started running, and I ran as fast as I could to the bottom, which there was a metal rail right there between the track and the creek.
And what was your name again, sir?
Greg.
Greg?
Winjum.
Winjum?
Winjum.
Yes, sir. And I'm curious to know, because at this park there's a bunch of homeless people on the other side, and there's probably like 100 of them. Why are you over here by yourself?
I am charging my portables, phone, stuff, my electronics.
Yeah.
They're letting me use power for a little bit because I did a good deed for one of the workers earlier.
Yeah.
So, he's gonna let me charge, and then I gotta get up and go back over there. I can't sit here. I just have to.
What are you gonna do over there?
Back over there, just
Bullshit.
sit. Yeah, right. Shoot the breeze.
Is that all you do these days?
I do meth. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I respect the honesty, sir.
I was open. I'm open and honest about everything.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's the way I was raised.
That's good.
My mom and dad, and my grandparents, and my foster parents
Okay.
they're cheering me on. And I've got my mom right here, and right here. And my dad and my grandparents, they're all with me.
Yeah.
They're all my angels. And I've had bullets go right over my head in Phoenix, Arizona, because 2 dealers were shooting it out.
So when someone tells me they're struggling with an addiction, that's typically their most faithful relationship.
Right.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
So would you say right now you're married to meth?
Yes. And I am. I don't do it every day.
Can't afford to.
I can't. Because number one, I don't get a check. Number two, number one, I've been stolen from out here. I don't know how many times. I've lost count. So when things go missing, I'm like, oh, God will replace it. And he does.
Right.
He does.
So, Greg, people that don't understand why people would give their whole life up for a relationship with a drug, for people that don't understand why they would do that, help them connect with where you're at.
Okay, for me, after I found out okay, here's how I got started on it. I'm gonna go back to day one when I got started on it years ago.
Okay.
I had a real bad abscess tooth on this side. And one of my neighbors back in Alabama I knew she was into that. So she was having a get together or whatever. She had company at her house. I go there and knock on the door because I'm hurting really bad that I'm in tears.
Okay.
She said, "What?" She finally came to the door after about 3 or 4 knocks, and she said, "What do you want?" "We're smoking." I said, "I know. It's not what you think. It's not cigarettes." I said, "I know." I said, "I want to try it." The first hit took my pain away. And this is not from
Shows the
meth.
teeth.
That is not from meth.
Yeah.
That is from me not taking care of my teeth
Yes, sir.
when I was growing up
Yes, sir.
like I should. So
And you took that hit.
when I took that hit, that pain, that abscess went away just like that. One hit. I smoked it on 4. That's how I got started.
Is there besides the physical pain, was there any mental pain that it took away?
Oh yeah, it took away my dad, the thoughts of my dad,
Right.
telling me I was nothing but an accident, a mistake, that I should have never been born,
Right.
that your mother and I didn't want you. I looked at my dad and I said, Dad, well, I said, gee, thanks, Dad. I love you too. But if you didn't want me, why didn't you use protection? Because I know they made them back in 74, 73, 74. Because I was born in 1974. February 25th, 1974. I am 51 years old. I have not been on meth all my life.
When did you start? How long do you think you've been?
I would say 25 years, maybe, if that, 20 years, maybe.
I'm 23 years old.
Right,
So you've been married to meth for as long as I've been alive.
yes.
Greg, you know, one thing I do really, 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 you know, honor and appreciate is that you've been really honest with us. And I think you really have, you know, dealt with some different things. Why choose meth though? Why when you know, because it looks like to me you're intelligent, you know,
Yes.
you're very insightful. You know that there's demons behind that endeavor.
Right,
You know that,
yes.
Greg. You've had the chance over the last 20 plus years to make that change.
Right.
So we want to know, we really, really want to know, why do you keep going back to that demon? What's so enticing about that demon of meth, amphetamine?
Most people, when they do meth, it amps them up, where they start tweaking out and stuff.
Right.
It calms me down. It keeps me calm. Keeps me from going more insane, I should say. Because right now I'm not the most stable person there is
Yeah.
out here.
Oh yeah.
Because number one, I'm by myself. I'm trying not to show my emotions, but it's hard at 51.
There's no judgment here, man.
Because
There's
I feel
only
like I've been. Let me say this.
Go ahead.
I feel like every time I walk up the street, up and down the streets here in Austin, downtown, or anywhere that I am,
Yes, sir.
that I'm being judged. Because yes, okay, I'm going to get this out there. Yes, I am gay. But what does that have to do? That is not my name, gay guy. I have been referred to as the gay guy by people, by citizens, by working class citizens, and even students here at UT. And it breaks my heart. Because I am a human being just like you are. I have feelings just like you.
Greg, that's powerful, man.
You know, my name is Greg Allen Windrum. And I'm going to ask you nicely, please stop with the gay guy. Referring to me as gay guy every time one of you see me. And you know who I'm talking about.
Right.
You guys know who you are out there watching.
Hey, what up, man? You want to be in an interview?
And I'm asking you, please stop the nonsense. It's childish, number one. I mean,
But this guy's getting his knowledge out
but
to the world.
my sexuality orientation does not have anything to do with anything, really. That is my personal business. not yours. I need everybody to stay out of my business out there
Right.
and mind your own. Enough is enough. Please. Thank you.
Greg, is there anything else you want to share with us, man?
I
Are you going to try to find your relationship back to God?
am. I mean, God has been protecting me. He has been watching over me. He's been with me from the very first day that I stepped out on the street
Sure.
in Vernon, Alabama.
Sure.
Because I began in my homelessness, all because I was
Y'all ain't
sexually
telling this
discrimination.
guy he's the gay guy, right? He's telling me that everybody's calling him the gay guy.
I don't call him
You
that.
don't call him that? Look at that.
He has never called me that.
Y'all are friends?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
he is a friend of
call him that?
mine. He is a friend of mine. So, you know, but I
hey, man, we-
appreciate the interview. I appreciate you coming up to me and asking me.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. I hope this blows up, and I hope this goes into charity. My last video.
I really hope everybody in Austin sees this.
Go ahead.
I really hope everybody in Austin sees this
Yes, sir.
and takes heed to what I said at the end.
Yes, sir.
Please.
God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you.